Hi, this is a really neat problem. I saw this a couple of weeks ago, and I took a real fancy to it because it covers a lot of things and it gives us an opportunity to practice a lot of things that we've learned at various stages in our economic development. Um, we get an opportunity to look at the idea of public goods, joint consumption, positive externalities, and remedies such as Pigouvian taxes and subsidies to achieve Pareto efficiency or Pareto optimality. Um, so no matter how far along you've developed in economics, you've heard some of these expressions, and it's always been difficult for me to, get across. I know that students have a hard time understanding external benefits. External costs were always easy. Pollution, okay, they're producing that, and they aren't covering all the costs. I can see that, but external benefits were always a little bit harder to swallow. Um, but it's a matter of joint consumption here. And here's an example. We've got two basketball players, Curry and Durand. They're out on the West Coast. They aren't Boston Celtics, so I have no idea who they are. But I understand they may be kind of okay. Anyway, they like to give basketball exhibitions in San Francisco, and they have egos. The more people that watch them play, the happier they are. And the thing is, these two, rent out this arena, and if one of them buys a seat and they put somebody in it, that person watches both of them, and both of them are happier. So one person's action is affecting both of them. So if one of them decides to buy a seat, it makes both of them happy. We can see that by their utility functions. Durand's is the log of x minus 3 plus the log of s minus 6, where s stands for total seats bought and xd stands for the amount of x or other stuff that Durand buys. So I'm using the subscripts to denote that that's privately consumed or privately purchased. The total number of seats is the number of seats that Curry buys plus the number of seats Durand buys. We're going to have Curry and Demand each having different incomes. Curry 36, Durand 24, which they can spend any way they like, either on seats or other stuff, right? So they've got budget constraints. I'm going to focus primarily on Curry, but recognize we're doing the same thing with Durand. I'm going to go to the full board here for just a sec. Let's see, we go here. All right. If this is total seats on this axis and X being other stuff, pardon some of the chicken scratch. Curry's got $36. He can buy 36 seats. He could also buy 36 units of other stuff or some linear combination. That is his budget constraint. All right. And if Durand doesn't buy any, the maximum number of seats that he can possibly consume is 36. If, however, Durand were to buy 5 seats, the total number of seats that Curry could possibly have is 41. 5 purchased by Durand, 36 by Curry. Or if Curry decides he doesn't want to buy any seats at all, he can still have 36 units of other stuff. So his consumption opportunity set increases by 5 when Durand buys 5. And if Durand were to buy 9, the total number of seats that they could fill is 45. So it's going to shift in a parallel fashion. Okay, and we're going to find these points A, B, and C, which are going to represent the points that Curry would consume at. All right, we see here, looks like 16 and a half, 19, and 21 would be the X amounts that he would buy. Well, if Curry's buying, say, 21 units of X and he's got $36, that means he's buying 15 units of 15 units of S, or 15 seats. So we're going to figure out what we call the reaction functions or the best response functions, because, Curry's decision is going to hinge crucially on how many seats he thinks that Durand is going to buy, right? And we're going to have a little game here. And, when we talk about two producers, we call that oligopoly or duopoly. But when we have two buyers, it becomes duopsony or oligopsony. We have more than one buyer, but not a lot. And here it's two. All right, so it's a duopsony. So we're going to try and figure out the best response or best reaction functions for both Curry and Durand. Now, let me come back here. And we're running out of time here, so I am going to wrap this portion up, and I will come back in part 2. I hope you come back for it. I absolutely love this stuff. And I will hopefully talk to you later or see you later. Bye-bye.